Now let me tell you something. When people hear the phrase, hot older woman, they sometimes think it's only about looks. Let me break something down for you the way I always do. Being a hot older woman has very little to do with wrinkles, gray hair, or the number on your birthday cake. It has everything to do with the energy you walk into a room with. It's about the confidence that shows up before you even say a word. And trust me, a confident woman with experience, that's powerful. One of the biggest signs you are a hot older woman is the confidence that comes with age. Now listen, confidence is not something you buy at a store, and it's not something you wake up with overnight. Confidence is something life builds inside you, brick by brick, year after year. When you've lived a little, when you've been through love, heartbreak, success, failure, and everything in between, something inside you changes. You start realizing that you don't need everybody to approve of you. You stop chasing validation, and that right there is where real confidence begins. See, younger women often spend a lot of time worrying about what everybody thinks. They're asking themselves questions all the time. Do I look good enough? Did I say the right thing? Do people like me? But when you reach a certain stage in life, you start understanding something powerful. Not everybody is supposed to like you, and that's perfectly okay. When you finally accept that, the pressure disappears. You're no longer trying to impress the whole room. You're simply being yourself, and that kind of energy changes everything. Confidence also shows up in the way you carry yourself. A hot older woman doesn't walk into a room shrinking herself. She doesn't sit quietly wondering if she belongs there. She walks in knowing she has every right to be there. Her posture, her eye contact, even the calm way she speaks shows that she knows who she is. And let me tell you something about that kind of presence. People notice it immediately. It's not loud or dramatic, but it's powerful. Another thing about confidence is that it allows you to stop apologizing for being yourself. Younger people sometimes feel like they have to soften their personality just to fit in. They hide parts of who they are because they're afraid of judgment. But when you're confident, you stop doing that. You speak your mind respectfully, but you don't hide your truth. You know what you stand for, and you're not afraid to show it. That honesty makes people trust you more because they know they're dealing with someone real. Confidence also means you are comfortable with your appearance in a deeper way. Now, that doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself. A confident older woman often takes even better care of herself than she did when she was younger. But the difference is she's not doing it just to compete with someone else. She's doing it because she values herself. She dresses in a way that makes her feel strong, beautiful, and comfortable. She understands that beauty is not about looking 20 forever. It's about presenting the best version of who you are today. And here's something people don't talk about enough. Confidence is attractive because it makes others feel comfortable too. When someone is constantly insecure, it creates tension in every interaction. But when you are secure within yourself, people relax around you. They feel safe expressing themselves because they know you're not judging them or comparing yourself to them. That's why a confident older woman naturally draws attention without even trying. She's not chasing compliments, but compliments find her anyway. She's not begging for respect, but people give it to her automatically. Confidence creates a quiet authority, calm strength that others recognize instantly. So when that confidence shows up in your walk, your voice, your decisions, and the way you treat yourself, people start seeing something special. They see a woman who has grown into herself, a woman who understands her worth, and a woman who doesn't need permission to shine. And that kind of confidence is one of the most powerful forms of attractiveness there is. Another clear sign you are a hot older woman is the emotional intelligence and maturity you bring into every interaction. Now, let me explain something about emotional intelligence, because a lot of people hear that phrase and think it just means being calm or nice. It's much deeper than that. Emotional intelligence is about understanding feelings, your own and other people's, and knowing how to handle them in a healthy, balanced way. And the truth is, that kind of wisdom usually comes from experience. When you've lived through enough situations in life, you begin to understand people better. You start recognizing patterns in behavior, tone, and energy. You can tell when someone is being sincere and when they're just saying what they think others want to hear. You learn to read between the lines. A hot older woman doesn't just listen to words. She notices how those words are said, the body language behind them, and the emotions hidden underneath. That ability to understand people makes conversations deeper and more meaningful. Emotional maturity also means you're not reacting to everything impulsively. Younger people sometimes respond to every small issue like it's a huge crisis. A simple misunderstanding can turn into an argument because emotions take control before logic has time to step in. When you develop emotional maturity, you start pausing before reacting. You take a moment to think. You ask yourself whether something is truly important or just a temporary moment of frustration. That calm approach changes the entire atmosphere of a relationship. Another powerful part of emotional intelligence is communication. A hot older woman knows how to express herself clearly without turning every disagreement into a battle. She understands that people don't always see things the same way, and that's normal. Instead of raising her voice or shutting down completely, she speaks with honesty and respect. That kind of communication builds trust because people know they can talk to her without feeling attacked or dismissed. Emotional intelligence also shows in the way you handle conflict. Life teaches you that arguments rarely solve problems when they are fueled by ego. Mature women understand that sometimes the best move is not proving you're right, but finding a solution that keeps peace and respect intact. That doesn't mean you allow people to disrespect you. It means you choose your battles wisely. You know when to stand firm and when to simply let something go because it's not worth your energy. Another reason emotional intelligence makes you stand out is that it creates emotional safety for the people around you. A man, for example, often feels more comfortable opening up to a woman who is emotionally mature. He doesn't feel like every vulnerability he shows will be used against him later. Instead, he feels understood. When someone feels understood, they naturally feel closer to you. That emotional connection becomes stronger than any surface level attraction. Emotional maturity also allows you to control your own feelings instead of letting them control you. Everyone has moments of anger, sadness, frustration, but the difference is how those emotions are managed. A woman with emotional intelligence doesn't pretend those feelings don't exist. She simply knows how to process them in a healthy way. She doesn't allow temporary emotions to damage long-term relationships. All of this creates a sense of calm strength. When people interact with a woman who understands emotions, who listens carefully, and who responds with wisdom instead of drama, they feel something rare. They feel stability, clarity, and respect. And that level of emotional awareness makes a woman incredibly attractive because it shows depth, balance, and a level of maturity that not everyone develops. Another strong sign you are a hot older woman is the natural charm and authenticity you carry with you. Now, let me explain something about charm, because a lot of people think charm means being flashy or trying hard to impress everyone in the room. But real charm doesn't work like that. Real charm is quiet, natural, and effortless. It's the kind of energy that makes people enjoy being around you without even fully understanding why. A hot older woman has reached a point where she no longer feels the need to pretend to be someone else. Earlier in life, many people try to fit into certain expectations. They change how they talk, how they dress, even how they think just so they can be accepted by others. But as time passes, something powerful happens. You start realizing that constantly trying to please everyone is exhausting and unnecessary. That realization is the beginning of authenticity. Authenticity means you are comfortable being exactly who you are. You laugh the way you naturally laugh. You speak the way you naturally speak. You share your thoughts honestly instead of shaping every word to gain approval. There is something incredibly refreshing about that. In a world where many people are trying to perform for attention, the person who is simply real stands out immediately. Natural charm also shows up in the way you interact with others. A hot older woman knows how to make people feel seen and heard. When someone talks to her, she gives them her attention instead of constantly checking her phone or looking around the room. That simple act of truly listening creates a connection that many people rarely experience. People remember how you make them feel, and someone who feels valued in your presence will always be drawn back to you. Another part of charm is humor and warmth. Life experience often teaches you not to take everything so seriously. You've seen enough ups and downs to know that sometimes the best response to life is a smile or a light-hearted joke. That kind of relaxed attitude makes others feel comfortable around you. It creates an atmosphere where people can be themselves without fear of being judged. Authenticity also means you are honest about your life story. You don't pretend your journey has been perfect. Instead, you embrace the lessons that came from challenges, mistakes, and growth. When you speak about your experiences with honesty, people sense that depth. It shows strength because you are not hiding your past, you are owning it. Another thing that makes authenticity attractive is consistency. A hot older woman is the same person whether she is at work, at home, meeting new people. She doesn't constantly switch personalities depending on who is watching. That consistency builds trust because people know exactly who they are dealing with. They don't have to guess or question your intentions. Natural charm also appears in small details, the way you smile when greeting someone, the calm tone of your voice, the relaxed way you carry yourself. None of it feels forced. It flows naturally because you are not trying to prove anything. You're simply expressing who you are. When authenticity and charm come together, they create a kind of magnetism that doesn't depend on trends, age, or outside approval. People are drawn to the sense of realness and warmth you bring into every space. They feel comfortable, respected, and welcomed around you. And that genuine presence makes your attractiveness stand out in a powerful and unforgettable way. Another powerful sign you are a hot older woman is your independence and self-respect. Now listen to me carefully, because independence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. It's not about pushing people away or acting like you don't need anyone in your life. That's not what real independence means. Real independence means you have built a life for yourself and you understand your own value within that life. When a woman grows through different stages of life, she begins to realize something important. Her happiness cannot depend entirely on someone else. Earlier in life, people sometimes believe that a relationship will fix everything or that another person will complete them. But experience teaches a different lesson. A strong, confident woman understands that she must first create her own stability, her own peace, and her own sense of purpose. That independence shows up in the way you make decisions. A hot older woman does not wait for everyone else to approve of her choices before she moves forward. She listens to advice when it's helpful. At the end of the day, she trusts her own judgment. She has learned from past experiences, both good and bad, and those lessons guide her choices. That ability to stand on your own feet creates a quiet strength that people immediately recognize. Self-respect is another major part of independence. When you respect yourself, you set clear boundaries about how people can treat you. You are kind, understanding, and patient. You are not willing to tolerate constant disrespect or manipulation. You understand that your time, your energy, and your emotions are valuable. Because of that, you choose carefully who gets access to your life. You also stop chasing people who don't appreciate you. Younger people sometimes spend a lot of time trying to convince someone to see their worth. They keep giving attention, effort, and affection even when it's not being returned. But a hot older woman eventually realizes that the right people will not need to be convinced. When someone values you, they show it naturally through their actions. Independence also means you have your own interests, passions, and goals. Your life does not revolve entirely around one person or one relationship. Maybe you enjoy your career, maybe you love traveling, maybe you have hobbies that make you feel alive. Whatever it is, those interests add depth to who you are. They give you stories, experiences, and knowledge that make conversations richer and more engaging. Another powerful aspect of independence is emotional strength. When challenges appear, and they always do, you know you can handle them. You have faced difficult moments before and found your way through them. That history of overcoming obstacles builds confidence in your ability to stand strong during uncertain times. People are naturally drawn to someone who carries that kind of stability. A woman who respects herself and maintains her independence brings balance into relationships. She is not looking for someone to rescue her, and she is not trying to control someone else either. She simply knows her worth and expects to be treated with the same level of respect she gives to others. When independence and self-respect become part of your personality, they shape the way you move through the world. Your decisions, your boundaries, and your calm confidence create an energy that is both powerful and attractive, showing others that you are someone who values yourself and the life you have built. Another clear sign you are a hot older woman is the way people notice you, especially the attention that comes from both younger and older men. Now let me explain something because this part surprises a lot of women. Many people grow up believing that attention fades as you get older. Society often sends the message that youth is the peak of attractiveness. But the truth is, attraction doesn't work that way in the real world. In fact, many women become even more magnetic with age because they develop qualities that go far beyond physical appearance. When a woman becomes more confident, emotionally aware, and comfortable with herself, people start noticing her differently. That energy stands out. A hot older woman doesn't have to chase attention because attention naturally finds her. The way she carries herself, the calm in her voice, confidence in her eyes, all of those things send a powerful signal that she knows exactly who she is. Now let's talk about why men of different ages start paying attention. Men your own age often appreciate the experience and maturity you bring into a relationship. They have gone through life as well, and they recognize the value of someone who understands responsibility, communication, and partnership. With a mature woman, they don't feel like they have to play games or constantly prove themselves. There's a shared understanding of life's realities, and that creates a sense of comfort and connection. But here's the part that surprises many women. Younger men often notice you too. And people sometimes wonder why that happens. The reason is actually very simple. Younger men often find confidence and emotional stability extremely attractive. Many of them have spent time around people their own age who are still figuring themselves out, still dealing with insecurity or confusion about what they want in life. When they encounter a woman who is calm, self-assured, and clear about who she is, it feels refreshing. A hot older woman also tends to communicate in a more direct and genuine way. She doesn't hide behind mixed signals or confusing behavior. Younger men often find that honesty appealing because it removes the stress of guessing what someone really means. They feel like they can have real conversations instead of constantly trying to decode emotional signals. Another reason people notice you more is the way experience shapes your personality. Life teaches lessons that can't be learned from books or social media. You learn patience, perspective, and understanding. When you speak, those experiences often show in the way you express yourself. Your stories, your advice, and even the way you listen can leave a strong impression on others. Your style and presence also tend to become more refined with age. Many women eventually discover what truly suits them instead of constantly experimenting with trends. They know which clothes make them feel confident, which colors suit them best, and how to present themselves in a way that reflects their personality. That kind of self-awareness creates a unique and recognizable style that people remember. Another important factor is emotional balance. A hot older woman usually knows how to handle attention without letting it control her. She doesn't become overly impressed by compliments, and she doesn't depend on external approval to feel good about herself. Because she is secure within herself, she can enjoy positive attention without losing her sense of balance. People are naturally drawn to individuals who carry that kind of calm confidence. When someone doesn't desperately seek validation, it actually makes others more curious about them. They start wondering what makes that person so secure, comfortable in their own skin. Over time, you may start noticing small signs of that attention. People may look at you a little longer during conversations. They may compliment not just your appearance, but your personality, your intelligence, the way you carry yourself. Sometimes they may simply enjoy being around you because your energy makes them feel relaxed and appreciated. All of these reactions come from the same source. When experience, confidence, maturity, and authenticity come together, they create a kind of presence that stands out in any environment. That presence naturally attracts attention from different people because it reflects strength, wisdom, and a deep understanding of life. Another powerful sign you are a hot older woman is the presence and energy you bring into a room. Now listen, because presence is something a lot of people misunderstand. They think presence means being the loudest person in the room or trying to grab everyone's attention. But that's not real presence. Real presence is quiet power. It's the kind of energy that people feel the moment you walk in, even before you say a single word. A hot older woman often develops this kind of presence naturally over time. Life has shaped her. The experiences she has gone through, both the good moments and the difficult ones, have given her a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. Because of that, she moves through life with a calm confidence that others can sense immediately. When she enters a space, she doesn't rush or act nervous. Movements are relaxed and natural. She greets people with a genuine smile and maintains eye contact when speaking. These may seem like small details. They create a strong impression. People notice someone who is comfortable in their own skin. Energy is also a big part of this presence. Every person carries a certain emotional energy, whether they realize it or not. Some people walk into a room bringing stress, tension, or negativity. Others bring calmness, warmth, and positivity. A hot older woman often carries a balanced energy that makes people feel comfortable around her. She doesn't bring unnecessary drama or chaos. Instead, her presence feels steady and reassuring. Another reason her presence stands out is because she knows how to listen. Many people focus so much on being heard that they forget the importance of listening. But when someone truly listens, when they pay attention without interrupting or rushing to respond, it creates a powerful connection. People feel valued in that moment. They feel respected, and naturally they are drawn towards someone who gives them that experience. Presence also shows in the way a woman expresses herself. A hot older woman doesn't feel the need to constantly prove her intelligence or her worth. She speaks when she has something meaningful to say, and when she speaks, people tend to pay attention. Words carry weight because they come from experience and thoughtful reflection. Another part of presence is emotional balance. When stressful situations arise, she doesn't immediately panic or react impulsively. Instead, she pauses and responds with calmness. That ability to stay composed during difficult moments sends a strong message to others. It shows that she is stable, thoughtful, and capable of handling challenges without losing control of her emotions. Over time, people begin to recognize this energy. They may not always be able to explain exactly what makes her stand out, but they feel it. Conversations with her feel more meaningful. Moments spent around her feel comfortable and genuine. Her presence creates an atmosphere where people feel safe being themselves. Another interesting thing about strong presence is that it doesn't depend on appearance or status. It comes from self-awareness and inner confidence. When a woman truly understands herself, her strengths, her values, and her purpose, she naturally projects a sense of certainty that others respect. This kind of energy also affects relationships. People are drawn to someone who brings stability and positivity into their lives. A person with strong presence can uplift a room simply by being there. Her calm voice, thoughtful responses, and genuine interest in others create connections that feel real rather than forced. So when a woman carries herself with calm confidence, listens deeply, speaks with purpose, and maintains emotional balance, her presence becomes something powerful. It's not about seeking attention, it's about naturally attracting it through the energy she brings wherever she goes.